Hello, hello. Emily with Just Ask Em. I am here with the owner of Trinity Passion Spa as well as Touch of Honey. Excited to say this is a paid episode, so I'm super grateful that you chose to invest in me and just supporting local. So,
well, thank you.
So, who is Miss Diane?
Miss Diane is a Brooklyn born and raised West Indian background.
Love the culture.
Mother of 3 beautiful daughters. Wife, business owner.
Let's go, baby.
Licensed esthetician.
You better list that resume.
The list goes on and on. School bus driver.
Something. Are you considered Caribbean?
Yes, I'm considered Caribbean.
Something about that Caribbean culture. We just love to do it all.
Trinity background, Bayesian background. It's a lot.
Good. A lot is good though. So obviously we have a little bit of a different setup here today because with her business she has products that I'm sure we'll get into later on. You heard a little bit. She is a mother, a wife. You know, us ladies, us bosses and entrepreneurs got to hold a day job.
Yes.
So kind of explain how does it all tie together? How do you maintain it all?
I maintain it all as mother and wife. That maintains together.
That's a job in itself.
It's a job for itself. When you work together and your children work with you with independence and you know you raise them the right way, things go smoothly.
It's rewarding.
Yes, very rewarding. Driving buses in the morning and in the afternoon and in between trying to fit in that licensed esthetician, because it's an everyday thing, caring about skin, caring about, the mental health of people, emotional, because that all ties in with the self-care. You give people that luxury to understand that you can come to them and do a facial. You can come to them and do their wax and they can feel comfortable at home. Exactly. And with me making my own products, it helps them know that it's all natural.
Right,
no chemicals.
So big these days.
Yes, it's no chemicals, nothing toxic in their actual products, and it helps the skin rejuvenate the skin, moisturize.
I've been using some of your serum because I don't know exactly what's happening at the corner of my face right here, but I'm applying it and hoping that it goes away because I like to think I have good facial skin, but I don't know what's happening.
The weather is changing.
After 30, stuff changes. I don't like it.
Yes, the weather is changing.
Right.
So, with the weather changing, different type of, natural soaps.
Okay.
Oils. Body butters.
Okay.
It's good for the skin because you want to keep it moisturized. Keep the water when you take a shower or a bath. You damp your skin. You don't dry it off all the way. You damp the skin and then apply your body butters, your body oil, perfume or cologne. As for men, for the serums, you do the same. You could add the serums before you put the body butter on.
Okay.
There goes the rejuvenation of the skin, the moisturizing, hydrating the skin.
I did read it. It said so it says apply it for 30 seconds, and then whatever your, moisturizer is, then you put it after. So I usually let it sit there for a quick second, dry off. But that might be it too. Like maybe when I'm getting out of the shower, I'm being too rough instead of just...
Right. You just damp.
Okay.
And when you're damp, you still keeping the water to keep moisturized.
Right.
And then you add on the serum. And then even if you add a nice little toner.
Okay.
Before you fool with the face, you use your soap, a facial soap, if it is a turmeric soap or just a regular facial soap that you use on an everyday basis. Then you just damp off. Then use a nice toner.
Okay.
And then after the toner, you use the serum.
And is a toner like a cream?
You can. Some toners are like a cream, but more toners are like.
They're probably like different
It's almost
forms,
like
right?
a serum.
Okay.
Where it's like an oil base. You got some that's an oil base. You got some that's just like a water base. And mostly toners are water based.
Okay.
They have the rose hemp water, the rose water,
okay,
aloe water in it.
I know I'm really bad with like, you know, some women have like their consistent like facial like routine and stuff. I know I said I'm probably really bad because I'm like, I was like straight up soap and water, and then I'm like, okay, I probably gotta do a little more.
The older we get, we have to do more. It's just, you know,
I realized I wasn't spoiled anymore.
And it's like, because I had a young lady ask me, she was like, oh, you're a licensed esthetician. She said, I need a skin routine. Mm-hmm. I gave her a skin routine from A to all the way to F.
Okay.
You start off with, you know, you could do a turmeric soap because she said she had problem with the skin and it was, you know, blotching and she had dark spots. So she started to use the turmeric and she, you know, and that's why I use, when I do make my turmeric soaps, I do it in a massage type of shape. Okay. So you can use the soap.
Oh,
that explains the shape and then you can use exfoliating glove and just exfoliate it within the skin. Yeah. Then you wash it off and then you damp it. Okay. Then you use a toner. Okay. And then after you do a toner, you can use your serum. And then you use a moisturizer, a SPF 30 moisturizer. So now you have a 2-in-1 where the sunscreen type of setting and then you have the moisturizing type of setting. Okay. So you know, you do that and you don't, some people might have to do it twice a day. Right. Some people might have to only do it once a day, but they might use the soap at night and just put a little moisturizer to their face to go to bed. And then some people use it every other day. Okay. It depends on your skin type. Your skin type.
Okay. That makes a little sense now. Okay.
And then I tell people throw in at least one facial every other week.
Okay. Yeah. That's not, and like I said, it's good because, and this was crazy, it goes so deep in the sense of like what you eat can come through your pores now. So if you don't eat the greatest and now you see that change in your skin, like you said, depending on the person and how many times they do it, at least the amount of time should keep up with what they eat, you know, what they drink, that sort of thing. So that helps put it into perspective for myself because, you know. So obviously you have two businesses. So you have the, and am I saying it, Touch of Honey? Yes. Okay, so Touch of Honey collection and Trinity Passion Spa. So for the Touch of Honey collection, what services does that business offer?
That is the skincare, hair care, and I say soul care products. Okay. You have the skincare where I do the soaps, bars of soaps.
Is those ones right there?
These soaps. I do the facial soaps, where you moisturize the face. You can moisturize the whole skin. Okay. The soaps that I make is not just for your face. You can use it on your body too to exfoliate your body. You can moisturize and hydrate.
And this, the way you make them with this is kind of just for massage. Okay. So if you can see that, it's kind of like little bumps at the top. So that's kind of just like you can do that and it's like massaging it. Yes. Okay. Very nice. The scents are good. And then, so it's funny because she was kind enough to give me a little thank you gift a while ago for the last event that we were at. And there was this little tiny serum. And like I said, I didn't know what it was for. So I had reached out and I said, you know, what I use this for. And this is like an all over serum.
All over face and body. Okay. Whenever somebody orders a soap or a box from me, I put a small little serum as a thank you because not only that you're using the soap, you need something to moisturize.
So this is a sample?
Yes, that's the sample. Some people don't know that they have to moisturize after. Or if they do know how to moisturize after, they might not have something that's all natural. Right. I use jojoba oil. I use rose hemp oil, grapeseed oil in some of my serums. Coconut oil, which is very good for your skin. I use oils that are all natural and they actually come from actual seeds, beans, plants. Okay. So, and then I do ask people, do you have any allergies?
Right.
And some people don't even know jojoba oil is an actual seed.
Okay. I was going to actually ask you about that.
It's a nut. Shea butter is a nut. So you got to be very careful when you're making things because I had a lot of people ask, like, oh my goodness, what is the turmeric soap made of?
Yes.
Because they have had breakouts with other ones.
Okay.
And sometimes it might be a chemical that they put it in there that they didn't know. And when I put my labels, when I make my labels, I put every ingredient,
which is good,
on there. Yeah. So before, you know, the person buys soap, I'm like, any outbreaks or allergic that you're allergic from, because I want to be very conscious and coherent with my clients and even my customers.
So that has to kind of be like a nice thing, because like, let's say, hey, this is the ingredients that I use for this type of soap bar, but then they say they're allergic to something. That's kind of nice, because then you can almost customize it, just not use that ingredient, and it still works for them.
Because I have a customer that actually her daughter is allergic to seeds.
Oh,
she's allergic to nuts. Okay. She's allergic to almost everything. Oof. So what I do is I go the aloe.
Okay.
The aloe.
Because that's a plant.
Aloe vera.
Okay.
Aloe vera is a different moisturizing, and it settles to hydrate the skin.
Okay, yeah.
Because it has that water content where it hydrates the skin. So I'll make a aloe soap bar.
Nice. I was in I'm laughing because I was in Aruba once. And I'm very fair. I'm Latina, but I'm fair skinned, so I think I could just be in the sun, except my shoulders were hurting. And I asked one of the groundsmen, I said, can I have one of those aloe leaves? He straight up cut it for me, and I took the gel out and just put it on, because it was just like so cooling.
Yes.
So we forget about that stuff.
It's very good for the aloe, because aloe helps heal and takes away the burn of the sun from you not having, you know, skin peeling or burning.
Yeah, it was
so painful. you put that on right away.
Right. Okay, so while I was setting this up a little bit, then I seen, so this is body butter. Okay. So I'm and like I said, it's funny because I'm like, I'm a female, I guess I should know about this stuff, but I actually have learned so much in like the first 10 minutes. I'm very basic with a lot, because thankfully I'm pretty low maintenance for the most part. But one thing I have noticed that like after 30s, I'm like, I'm not a spoiled. Okay, I need to put lotion. Oh, I need to put this on my face. So it's actually kind of nice, like, you know, learning about these things, because it's so important to, you know, over time, your 30s, your 40s, you can look young, but now it's a matter of maintaining it, like at those ages. So I know lotion is a thing. What is the difference is there a difference of body butter?
Body butter is made by either people use it with shea butter, or you can use mango butter. Or you can use cocoa butter. Okay. And you can actually put it together.
Is it like a softer texture?
You have to make it a softer texture. Okay. What I do is I melt down all those butters. Okay. You can order those from Africa. You can order it from the Caribbean. I do order without the country, because they have more raw shea butter.
Straight from the land.
So, you know, when you melt it down, I add in my jojoba oils and, you know, the different oils that I use. And then I put a little smell to it.
That's got to be relaxing as you're doing this, I assume. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's very, it's like when you do it, it's like, oh, I feel like even when you're cooking at home.
Yeah, because you're kind of like caring for the person you're making it for. And then with
cologne oil.
Oh, okay. And men only?
Yeah, that's the men one.
Okay.
That's the pine.
Okay.
And that's a rub in, like a oil. It's just an oil, and you can rub it in just like you rub in body butter. Okay. And I have different kinds and flavors of it. It's smell good.
It's not too much, because I'm not gonna lie, gentlemen. If you walk by and I'm like coughing after, you know, I've inhaled your cologne, it's too much.
And that's something that they can use other than body butter. If they didn't want to feel like using body butter today, they go to body cologne.
And it's light too. It's not very oily.
Very light.
I'm just gonna have to smell like a man.
The woman one is right there.
Oh, okay.
That one is the bubble gum.
And then what's the small one?
And that one is the enchantment.
Okay, so the big bottle, is that a refill to this one, or they're two separate things?
Two separate oils. Two separate preferred.
But like one for travel size.
Yes.
Nice.
So say if you're traveling on a plane, because you know now you can't carry too much. So now you have to have the little The little one is there, and you just put it into your bags. And it's just the same way. If you don't want to use the body butter that day, and you want a little perfume, more, and with the body butter, it has like a perfume oil, but I use essential oils. Which is safer to use essential oils because it's a plant-based oils. It's all natural. So you don't have to feel like, what
am I putting on me? Now, so you have the so what I like is the spray in the men or women's. It's almost like you could spray and it's a moisturizer as well. I like that. I do like that. Okay, interesting. And then what's this little one?
That is hair growth oil.
Hair growth
Tell
oil. Me about this one.
I make all my hair growth oils. I use fresh lavender, fresh rosemary. I soak the peppermint, fresh peppermint, the seeds and everything, and I put it fresh cloves. And I put a couple more different plants and seeds together. I grind them. I let them soak in olive oil, castor oil, black castor oil, Bantana.
What's that?
It's a oil. It's an actual plant. If anybody knows about Dr. Sebi, I am so into Dr. Sebi. And Dr. Sebi is one of those doctors that, he's a holistic doctor.
That's good.
That's what I did a lot of homework on holistic.
You're grounded.
That's why I stayed with telling people because of my Trinity Passion Spa, it's a holistic spa. I travel to them and have that holistic, setting. So Bantana it goes for the follicles in your scalp. And it helps the hair grow.
So it's like more direct.
That's when you add the cloves, the lavender, the peppermint. It helps. So
probably unclogs them, I imagine.
Yes.
You're like a little miracle worker.
When you exfoliate and you couldn't exfoliate your scalp.
So here's a question. So I wash my hair frequently because it's very oily, like at the top, but the rest is fine. What's tricky is I don't need the hair growth, because I'm always cutting it anyway. But you now moisturizing the scalp, is that something that can help with that oil?
That oil can do the moisturizing the scalp as well. It's not just for the hair growth; it's just to help the scalp itself to. Even if you're braiding your children's hair, put a little on your finger, go down.
Just so if it's tight,
it's just give a little healthiness to it.
That's what it's interesting. For. Well, so that's Touch of Honey collection. That was very educational. Like I said, I feel like a lot of the time there's just so much. We got more products here.
Yeah, the beard shampoo and the beard oil. And if you don't have for the gentleman, if you don't have facial hair, you can use it in your locks. You can use it in your braids. You can use it in your hair. Going on with the shampoo, the beard shampoo, you can do the same. And it helps. A lot of men have to understand you have ingrown hairs.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And when I do give for the beard shampoos and the beard oil, I give a exfoliating glove and an exfoliating little brush that goes through with the comb and the brush. And so they can exfoliate real good and get the soap. The shampoo all the way in, so you can hydrate the skin.
Yeah, because it's not just a matter of putting it on. Yeah, and it's nice that you kind of offer things for women, but for men as well.
Yes,
us women, we dominate with this stuff, so it's nice for men to kind of have the opportunity to do that too.
Men need self care too. They're really, men are more overlooked. Than we are, and they like to be pampered and self-care as well, because
and men have sensitive skin too, so they can't always just use store products as well, but so and then you mentioned briefly, but I didn't want to interrupt you until you explain the hair oil. So then the next part of your business is Trinity Passion Spa. What's the history with that?
The history of that is getting back to having self-care.
Love
Getting back to knowing that you have self-confidence.
Yes.
Self-loving yourself. You do so much for other people. When it comes down to you, what do you do?
For you, yeah.
So I went back to school for licensed esthetician, and I started the business. I do the yoni steams, iconic foot detoxing, waxing, body contouring, wood therapy, butt lifting.
When you sent me the menu of what you're doing, I said what is the wood?
Wood therapy.
Yes, I'm gonna need all that from like neck to waist.
Yes, because what that does is it's like a lymphatic drainage.
Oh, okay. Yes.
It helps ease the stress off your body. It eases the pain that you go through on an everyday basis. If you sit down all day, if you move around all day, you lift, you
trying to be cute with these heels.
Yes. It does a lot. It's like a massage just with wood instruments.
I think that's what captured my attention, because like I've gone, to get massages, and they're great, don't get me wrong, but like you said, just that lymphatic, is that it? Yeah. So like the lid, where I feel like I get it, but then it's just like a matter of time where it's like that pain is bad, because I said I sit a lot doing my daily work. I'm driving a lot, and so I'm sitting in the car, my knee be hurting. And as anybody knows me, I love my heels, but beauty is pain. So then we got the lower back.
Yes.
So all those things together, I'm just like, I need something deeper. So when I asked you for the menu and you sent it to me, I said, I need to try that next.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's deeper than just a massage, where it's just like,
it's deeper than a massage, because even with massaging, not only that I'm doing wood therapy, I still does massage with that wood therapy, because that's after I just finished
moving everything around,
using the instruments and moving everything around, and that stress, that reliever, everything is, you don't have that, everything is, what was, you didn't know that was swollen is now brought down to a certain, and then now I have to massage, because you still have to move around what's in the body,
repair it almost.
So that is one thing. Just like using the body contouring with the suction machine, that helps as well, because now you're seeing what is there in the body. It's relieving the, what can I say?
Like the pressure?
The pressure.
Okay.
The toxins that's actually in your actual body, to sweat it out a little bit, enough to where you're like, oh, well, I feel at least 2 pounds lighter.
No, seriously. And I feel like a lot of the time, my name is Emily and I'm a workaholic. And a lot of the time I'm like, I maintain my mental strength and ignore the pain.
Right.
It's good and bad, because it's like, it's good to be mentally strong. But then it's like when I sit down and you're like, oh my God, I didn't realize that I was in that much pain. Or when you start moving stuff around and you're like, oh my God, then that's my only concern, where I probably need to tend to taking care of my body. Right. I've been a little guilty of that the past couple months.
Yes. Because just like even like yoni steaming for women, yoni steaming, we have known growing up.
Yes.
If you are 80s and before the 80s, we always was taught to always cleanse ourselves in our private areas.
Yes.
And grandparents used to say, put a little bit of that bleach, a capful of that bleach in your water, just to, soak in the tubs and cleanse. So now in our ancestors, they used to do herbs.
Okay.
So you have, so many different herbs that we can cleanse, and it's, you actually put it in the water.
Okay.
And you let it boil a little bit, and then you just sit over a pot.
Okay. So I was going to ask you, what is the yoni steam, and what are the benefits of it?
The benefits for yoni steam for women is for the reproductive system.
Okay.
Women that just had children.
Okay.
And women that are going through menopause. Anybody that goes through fibroid cysts.
Yep.
Women, we go through so much, even with heavy periods.
Yeah.
That you still have menstrual still there. And you could cleanse, but you still have, the menstrual, the dead menstrual that the blood that's
might
there
not get out.
So that's not going to get out.
Yeah.
So to cleanse yourself, a yoni steam with the steam, and I have the gown, and you sit over a pot. I have a nice little cushion, chair, and it's a box, and I have the herbs, and the water is sitting, and I already have it boiled.
Okay.
And you sit over and you just relax, and I have the music going, and you can have a massage on your shoulders while you're doing it.
Very nice.
And traveling to somebody, because now you're in your own home.
Right.
Like, oh, I don't have to go.
I'm already plotting. Okay, when am I scheduling this?
So
seriously,
it's something for us, because our reproductive system is a very important. Even if you're going through menopause.
Yeah.
I do 15 minutes for people that go through menopause, because you go through hot flashes.
Okay.
And you don't want to set off no hot flash.
Right.
So while you're steaming.
Yeah.
But as even going through menopause, you still need it.
Yes. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You could stop your menstrual, but you still need it, because you still have your reproductive.
Yeah.
Even if you had the surgery, had the hysterectomy, let it go, you still have to at least cleanse yourself. And it makes you feel so much more. It helps you with sleeping. You know, some people have a hard way of sleeping. They have a hard time, de-stressing. Yeah. They have a hard time relaxing. The eating habits.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That goes through your skin, go through your body. It goes through every system in your actual body. That is something that will help.
Yes. And I mean, like I said, that's really interesting, because I can at least say I'm guilty of like relaxing, because I'm like doing so much. And then just like, when it comes time to sleep, it's just like you want to turn everything off, but sometimes you can't. So now that's where like that stress, and then not realizing, oh my God, I'm really more tense than I know, or that I'm mindful of. So it's just like I feel like things with the Trinity Passion Spa, those are like, there's a lot of benefits.
Like the iconic foot detoxing. That's detoxing from your feet.
It's so many things that are connected that you wouldn't think.
And it's when the water turns different colors, I have a chart that shows you why is it this color, why it's this color, because you're detoxing from your vital organs, but you're detoxing from your feet. They used to tell you don't walk with nothing on your feet. Well, now you know why you shouldn't be walking with nothing on your feet, because it's a lot of things on the floor and on the ground outside that goes through your feet that you didn't know. And as women, we're not supposed to be, because we used to be told don't walk on that cold floor with nothing on your feet, because your menstrual will go crazy. You'll get cramps really bad. So I kind of foot detox that helps with the detoxing your liver, detoxing all your vital organs in you, and it helps with balancing you on your diet. It balances your sleep and your anxiety, the headaches, migraines. My oldest daughter, she does it, and she's like, oh, Mom, I can sleep a little better. My headaches is not as severe. And that's another thing with yoni steaming, that severity of certain headaches.
And that's still holistic.
It's holistic.
Okay, I love that. Okay.
Holistic. I use a little essential oil, might put a little lavender, put a little peppermint in there. I put Epsom salt. Okay. So you can get not only that you're sitting there getting the iconic foot detox, and you're detoxing from your feet, but you're at least getting a foot soak at the same time. Right. So when you're getting the foot soak, and then after I'm done with that, I wash off the feet. Okay. And then I put a little body butter on the feet too. You go. So like that's a whole little experience. Put in that experience in there. Then you get a 2-for-1 business in there.
Very nice. And and like I said, so the nice thing about the spa business is these services you can go to people's homes to provide them.
I provide it to them at their homes. Even like when they want facials, and the waxing. Those are majority of the time people know licensed estheticians as just doing waxings and facials. Yeah. And, it's more to a licensed esthetician, just like it's more to a hairstylist, a barber, where sometimes we get underlooked and overlooked, because you have the barbers that do the facials while they're doing the beard care. I've been seeing that more lately. Like that.
It's like the guys are with the towel on the face. Yes, I like to see
that in. And that is a good thing. Yeah. And some barbershops, you do have a licensed esthetician in there because
for that,
after they're done, they add that all in one, which helps. And you got hairdressers, they do that all in one.
Okay.
So, you know, as a licensed esthetician, it's a little bit more to us as our business, as our job.
Right.
And for me, it's about the skin, the people, how they feel, their emotional, their mental. Because once you get a facial, you get a wax, you're supposed to feel like, whew.
Yeah, you want to feel different after.
Yes, you want to feel like, you feel like a whole new person after you get done. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know I said between both businesses, as I'm a fan of it. I love the diversity. It's almost like a one-stop shop, which is really nice because I feel like life is so hectic these days. So now if you're, providing a spa service, but they might need something along the lines of, a soap or a body butter, or, if it's a man and they do have a beard, things like that. People love a one-stop shop. You can just never go wrong with it.
And that's even better because when they say they get a service from Trinity Passion Spa, I give a little bag, a gift bag.
Okay.
So I might put a soap, a body butter, and an oil in there.
Yeah.
Just so you know that not only that you have something to do at home to still give yourself self-care until the next time you get a service.
And it's also like networking within your businesses, which is great. But at the same time, too, like myself, I've learned a whole lot in this short time. Not everybody might be knowledgeable of certain stuff that could help them. So if you're doing a service and you notice, a certain skin texture or ingrown hair or something like that, now you can let them know and say, hey, the other side of my business, I can help with that too.
Yeah, because not only that, when I do a service, I talk and when I talk to my clients, I talk to them, I tell them, what is healthy and benefit of what service they get in, and what is the benefit about what product they buy.
Right.
Because I send a card and I show you directions on how to use it. Everybody knows how to use soap, but it still helps to know how to use the soap and then use the serum.
The next step,
It's the steps that so I put a card with the soaps and the serums and the body butters on how to use the hair oils and everything all the products that I make. Then on top of it, the products the ingredients that I use. I put a little card in there to tell you, well, this turmeric soap helps you with, the blotching, the, dark spots. It helps hydrate the skin. It gives the glow back into the skin. It rejuvenates the skin. It relaxes the skin. So you will know it's not just about, trying to make some money. It's not just about making money. It's about educating everyone that gets a service, everyone that buys a product, because your skin is the most important part of your body, because it covers
everything.
It covers everything and it shields all your vital organs. So that's something that I really do a lot of educating myself, and I do a lot of networking and reading, and I look up a lot of things, especially with holistic ingredients all together.
Yeah.
Because all natural is where to go. And that's
it
starting
is.
to be going back to what we used to do when we were younger. And my grandmother, this is where it derived from. My grandmother, the one woman from Trinidad and Tobago that loves to show you, we had to learn how to cook. And she showed us how you can take this soap and this soap and put it back together and make a new soap so you can use it.
Reusing,
So eventually this is something that you can teach not only yourself, but you can teach your children.
And it can be applied to like multiple things. And I think there is like a small shift these days where I think people are starting to revert back to less is more.
Yes.
Because like it doesn't have to be that much. Like you said, at one point everybody was living off the land. We didn't have, these chemicals, these labs, all this fancy stuff. Like at one point, all you had were the natural resources. Yeah.
Yes. And it's just more or less, with me writing a book about how to make soaps.
Okay.
Just the easy 1, 2, 3s,
yes,
just to make soaps to start, and just to have something for yourself. If you get into it, you're like, oh, whoa, this book is something that I needed, because you never knew that you really needed. So, you know, me getting into writing a book about how to make certain soaps, so you know, for certain parts of your skin, it needs it, the dry part, the oily part, because you have a lot of people that have combination skin.
Oh, right. Your face is maybe more sensitive than the rest of your body.
You have some that's dry. You know, you have moisturized legs, and you know, you just don't know. You got your body might be just all dry. You might have all moist, oily skin. It's just something to educate yourself about, and it's so, you know, unique now that everybody should learn
be knowledgeable of it.
Yes.
Yeah. So Father's Day is obviously around the corner. What's happening with that?
Father's Day, you're doing the Father's Day boxes.
Okay.
Letting not only just the fathers or the grandfathers, you got uncles, you have cousins that, or big brothers that play that father role. You have counselors, somebody that's a big brother that are part of the Big Brother programs, where they're counselors, they're, you know, social workers. That father figure that's there, that you want to sit there and say thank you. You know, because it's a lot more fathers that's being more content to their children, and knowing that these children are our world, they're our future, they're everything, and they need that. Not only just the boys, but these girls need it, because they need to know that, be shown that love comes from everybody in every age.
It's a balance.
Because you want to balance them out to be beautiful young women. You want your sons to be handsome young men that's educated and very well known and knowledgeable too. So I made up a box of different soaps.
Okay.
The body oils, cologne oil, the body butter, beard shampoo, beard oil, the serum, cuticle oil.
I put that on faithfully every day.
I know, because men are very particular about their nails, so they like to have their nails,
and a manicured man is okay. Yes, we like that.
You know, that's a self-care that they love. And, you know, I throw in, you know, you got the comb for your beard, your brush for the beard, the exfoliating glove, the exfoliating brush, so you can get through your beard. And not only that, you will have a nice little shot glass and a little shot in there, so you can throw it back for Father's Day.
Right after you clean that beard.
So it's something that to give men their, you know, their grace.
The little special treatment. And, you know, yes, it's, you know, whether it's Mother's Day, Father's Day, or a birthday, we always take time to celebrate a little more that extra day. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you're a mother, if you're a parent, if you are a spouse, if you have any kind of, you know, major responsibility, it should be appreciated, you know, every day of the year. But
because it takes a village.
It does.
So, and it's these boxes, I don't just make it for the Mother's Days and Father's Day. I do it for birthdays, and you know, if it's a gift for just a bridal shower or just a wedding, you want to give something to the bride and groom, or specific, you know, just because gift. I sit there and I personalize it and put it to that actual person. That's one thing I do. When somebody wants a basket or a box, I ask them, what's the personality of the person?
And there you go. Custom. And you know, I love customizing.
Customizing is a beautiful thing.
It's the best way to go.
Yes.
And well, and like I said, as your own boss, as an entrepreneur, you know, even myself, that's one of like just the major models that I even built my businesses on, is just like templates. You know, sometimes they're good. There's nothing, you know, wrong with them or against them, but like everybody has different personalities, you know, in this case, different skin, different needs, you know, different, you know, just self-care needs. So it's just like being able, I think customers and clients have learned to appreciate that more, especially with the smaller businesses. Wow, I like that you're going to take the time to not only personalize it, but customize it based on what I want and need. You know, and there's just not enough of that, you know, these days with certain businesses and companies. And I think we've lost sight of a lot of that important ingredient and just the major difference that can make,
right.
you know.
Because I customized both of my businesses,
yes.
not only just for men and women, children too.
Okay.
Because their children are well needed. They have skin issues. They have, you know, they might need a little facial. I did a birthday spa day.
Stop.
And we did facials, we did foot care,
Very
and
cute.
They enjoyed everything. The gift bags that was made, and everything was made by hand by me.
Very nice.
So it's always needed to just, and not only that, the elderly, the seniors, because it's not a lot of, you know, people taking care of these seniors, and the seniors it's needed to.
And like I said, just because you get elderly, it doesn't mean if anything, you got to take care of yourself that much more.
Oh, you don't stop. You know, you got some that still like to go get their little facials, their nails done, their feet done, and just, you know, give them a little massage. They be okay. You know,
it's a happy place. I know. I love the spa's happy place. But yeah, so you heard it here on Just Ask M. This is the Diane of Trinity Passion Spa, as well as Touch of Honey collection. Yes. And I will tag her social media. So if you're inquiring about any Father's Day gifts, any products that you might want, you are welcome to reach out to her. And Trinity Passion Spa side of it, her coming to you, you know, that's rare in itself, and that's a wonderful, you know, added service to what we already need. So I hope you tune in and subscribe.